I hear it.
Okay.
Figure it out?
Yes. One tiny little button. I guarantee that was my cat.
Okay. Was the button like the self-destruct button had been pressed?
It was like this tiny little button in the corner of my mixer. Yep, that was it.
Okay. And I'm recording. Everything's. You want to say something again?
Oh, hi, Andrew and Anthony. There we go. We're back. Yes, it's working now. Glad you guys were here for this. That was some entertaining stuff. Okay, here we go.
We are the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts just like winter. New York.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
The best thing about New York City is.
Wait a second, guys. So now you're saying you can't see anything? Did you see something before, and it wasn't now?
What's going on now? They can't see you?
I don't know. Andrew says it's fine. Anthony says he can't.
Anthony can't. How can one of them be able to see us and the other one can't?
That doesn't make sense.
Can Anthony hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Okay, let's do the fucking show.
Yeah. Sorry. It's gonna be an audio for you. I'm angry and I'm tired.
Sorry, Anthony. We are
the New York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts just like winter. New York. New York be about the Knicks, huh? But the best thing about New York City is Knicks. Everybody say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Everybody, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, episode 609. It is here. The playoffs are here, Mark. The Knicks have made it. The season's over. Nobody on the Knicks broke their hands or punched each other in the face.
We're not the Timberwolves?
I mean, have you ever seen a team implode like literally a day before the playoffs start? It's like,
but they also won the game,
and they also had nothing to lose because they were going to finish in seventh or eighth. Like they were that mad about home court in the play-in tournament. Like
I was listening to Bill Simmons earlier, and they were just talking about the Rudy Gobert trade as potentially being one of the worst trades in NBA history.
It could be.
It really is.
We're going to talk about the Knicks, but McDaniels broke his hand pulling in Amari and punching a wall, and then Gobert punched Anderson, and he's suspended for the playing game. So, like, it's ridiculous.
For a meaningless game.
I know. It's so crazy.
Holy crap. What a weird end of NBA season. Between that, Jason Kidd openly admitting that Mark Cuban basically ordered them to tank.
Yeah.
He's like, that was unbelievable. I don't know how the league... Like they said, they said they were going to do something about this. They're like, we're not going to take this lightly. Jason Kidd openly admits they're tanking. Give the pick to the Knicks.
See, yeah, I mean, the league really doesn't want. You can finesse. Obviously, a lot of teams do. Like you exaggerate an injury, but like they literally just said we're resting guys. It was they couldn't even come up with like a fake injury.
Well, they took Doncic out of the game after the first quarter. Yeah. And also just forgetting you can infer stuff from what they did. Jason Kidd in the press conference said decisions were made from above. I had nothing to do with this. That's what we had to do. It is an unbelievable press conference where he just basically openly admits that the owners of the team, or the front office, ordered them to tank.
Well,
so anyway, the Dallas is the 10th seed. In the draft lottery, they could be one of the teams above them could jump them, and the Knicks can still get the pick. But either way, the NBA should have said like this is going. If the Knicks, everyone tampers, the Knicks lost their second round draft pick for Brunson, which everyone tampers. Like I know a lot of teams tank, but this was so blatant. The NBA should really just say like, hey, we're just gonna give the pick to the Knicks. We're gonna knock you back one place, make it the 11th pick, and the Knicks get it. and screw you, Dallas.
That's the way it should be. It's the whole tampering thing seems to be just so random because like 30 players signed at 12:01. Obviously, they were talking to the teams before midnight, so like everybody tampered.
Also, apparently, so if the Dallas does not get the like Dallas actually has, if Dallas would give the pick to the Knicks this year, they could trade next year's pick.
Yeah.
But apparently now they have issues because now they could go to the Knicks, so they can't trade that pick or the year after because of the rules of trading consecutive picks.
Right now, they can't trade one until 2025.
Yeah,
or
so
2026, right?
If Dallas wants to get better by rebuilding with Doncic and see Doncic ask out, take your draft pick. On the other hand, Dallas is almost better off the Knicks get the pick and they can just trade draft picks and try to build around Doncic before he leaves.
It wasn't Slovenia night, was it, Anthony? That would be funny.
I heard that. Is that
if that's true? That's hilarious. Bench Luke on Slovenia night.
Anyway, Knicks they went 1-2 at the end of the season. The big stories. I'm going to go right through our questions on Twitter because I thought they were good questions.
Sure.
They're always good questions.
Yep.
But
NY Knicks podcast on Twitter.
Michael Beast Warden writes, "Are you willing to admit that Obi is better than you've given him credit for these past 3 seasons? You've actually said on your show that he's not that good." And base Knicks fan writes, "Guys complain about Obi's rebounding when it's become a lost art. He runs on the court to get an easy 2 points, which is better than a rebound." So I thought those 2 questions about Obi would be good because no one's Knicks status has been more boosted by the last like 5 games of the season. I mean, like Grimes is playing well, IQ, everyone else, but Obi's a big story.
Yeah.
What do you think of Obi's? Since Randall's gone out, Obi has been on fire, basically. What do you think of?
I think it's great. I mean, he needed to step up, and he did. And I wouldn't say rebounds are a lost art. I mean, I think they're very important. That's what one of the big parts of Randall's game. By the way, Mitch was the first player ever to get 14 offensive rebounds and 7 blocks in a single game.
Yeah.
Last game of the season, he did that.
That is insane. I have to say, though, so Obi basically, his last 5 games of the season, 21, 32, 10, and 34 points. Had some big games. I guess the New Orleans game was not so big for him, but generally played really well, shot great from 3, kind of did everything on offense. I mean, some big things I saw him do that he was not doing prior to this is he was taking the ball to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was scared to dribble the ball. Every time he got the ball, he would either shoot a 3 or pass it off. And I think with confidence, basically, he became a better player, or he looks like a better player out there. He even got a bunch of assists.
Yeah. I mean, he had a pretty all-around game, string of games. So it's good news. I mean, I still think that he's not better than Randall, so I don't get the point of people are saying, like, you need to play Obi more minutes over Randall, and it's like, but if Randall's better, I get diminishing returns if you're playing a guy like 45 minutes. But I don't think playing Randall like 36 minutes is outrageous.
No, that only leaves 12 minutes for Obi, which annoys people. I mean, on the one hand, so Randall may not be ready so game 1 is Saturday. We don't know yet. Randall, my understanding, he's out of the walking boot. But that's not all the way. You're not better yet.
No, he's out of the walking boot and he's taking shots, but he's not running around and he's not, doing team drills yet.
Yeah. And even if he tries to force it for game 1, like he may not be ready for game 1. If he forces it, he may re-injure it.
Yeah.
We really, really need Obi to play well. Whether he gets 15 minutes or Randall's injured and gets 35 minutes. Obi's a key factor in this series.
He is. So, yeah, there's still 6 more days. The first game's on Saturday. So there's plenty of time for Randall to heal. Apparently he's been doing nothing but just rehabbing the ankle. He's kind of an Iron Man. I feel like he'll probably be back, but either way, even if he's back, just having Obi playing at a higher level is going to make a huge difference because Cleveland doesn't have a very deep bench. So if the Knicks can just keep, any bench minutes that the Knicks are just outscoring the Cavs is a plus.
So I feel like Obi, So when he got drafted, we both wanted Hallie. We wanted a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were excited for him. And his first year, unfair or not fair, Randall plays his position. He had a great year and kind of buried Obi on the bench.
Yeah.
Second year, Randall wasn't very good. Obi deserved more minutes. By the end of the year, Obi had a great run at the end of the year last year. And by the end of the year, you were like, maybe Obi deserves these minutes. Maybe you should play Obi over Randall. And then I really was fine with the team moving on from Randall, which in retrospect I was wrong. And I thought give Obi the chance because I thought Randall was kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
Randall turns out to have an amazing year, back to all-star form. And now it's again, and Obi, I think Obi has not looked that good this season. Do you think you've seen growth in Obi before these last run of games? Was there a lot of growth in Obi?
It didn't seem like it, but then you have to wonder, was it just like the offense they were running? Was it something else? Because it doesn't seem to make sense that all of a sudden he just figured it out.
I mean, there are differences. I mean, I thought for a while he should be playing in the G League or just get games there to get more times playing 30 plus minutes. I think he needed his confidence back. It's a tough thing because I don't think he's versatile. I think I could strongly disagree with people who think he's versatile enough to play. Some people think he can play small forward. They're playing with the three. His defense isn't very good. I don't understand at all why you would sacrifice that much on defense to play Obi at the three, and playing him and Randall. Unless you think Randall is Draymond Green out there, we're gonna get crushed our defense is gonna get crushed.
Yeah, that's the problem with Obi is not that Randall's the best defender, but Obi's worse on defense, and so it's people are saying play Obi. He's a worse rebounder and he's a worse defender. I love Obi. Obi he's a very fun guy to root for. He's always happy. You feel good when he plays good, but I just don't think he's better than Randall, and I don't see him getting more than 12 to 15 minutes a game. It's just the way it is.
The thing is, so Randall. So what Obi has been doing is, in the last few games, he's been driving to the basket. He's doing a lot more cutting to the basket. Mm-hmm. I felt like for so long he was glued to the 3-point line, and I know people blame Tibbs. I blame Obi for it. I think it was kind of no one else seemed glued to the 3-point line the way Obi was. The thing I have to say about these games, so the last 5 games of the season have been really high scoring. Mm-hmm. You know what seems to be lacking from those games? Defense. The Knicks defense has been garbage the last 5 games. It's not just Obi's fault, but why has the defense been so bad?
Well, you downgraded on defense. I mean, Randall's a better defender than Obi. Then you had Brunson out, and Quickly is probably a better defender than Brunson. But then you have McBride playing more minutes, and I don't think McBride's as good as Brunson.
Yeah, I mean, he's not as good McBride's a better defender than Brunson, but he's not as good on offense.
I think
you don't think McBride's better than Brunson on defense?
I think in some cases, but I feel like
really?
I feel like he can get overpowered.
Yeah, but Brunson's not exactly he's not exactly Superman out there. He's not the greatest defender in the world either. I feel like Brunson is the guy Cleveland's going to be targeting on defense.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Deuce is definitely a better defender. I just watching these last few games, Washington, Indiana, New Orleans, Indiana again. It didn't seem like there was some defense out there from both teams. It didn't seem like either team was giving it all on defense. It didn't seem like either team. The problem with these games is I feel like the Knicks played second, they played bench units. It really was not not games where the defense, either team was giving their all on defense.
Well, it's hard to gauge these games when the Knicks had clinched the 5th spot and Indiana was eliminated. So, really, it's kind of just let's play for ourselves at this point. It's.
I mean, you look at the stat. Adonis Haslam had a great game on the last game of the season. Kevin Knox, second to last game of the season, had an amazing night.
Theo Pinson had a triple double.
Yeah, these are the games where guys put up crazy stats, and you just go end of the season. This is the kind of thing that happens when no one cares about playing defense because defense is harder to play.
I think that was Haslam's highest scoring game since 2016.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I have to say. Like, I want to see Obi do these things when the games actually matter. And we really, I mean, last year's the end of the season. This year's the end of the season also. He wasn't really given the opportunity earlier in the season, but we've yet to see Obi actually produce like this when the games actually mattered. They're going to matter in Cleveland. And I don't care if he gets 12 minutes or 30 minutes, he's got to perform. And I don't like this bullshit of like, well, he only had 12 or 15 minutes. He couldn't really figure out how to play. It's the playoffs. You have to bring your game. You have to bring your A game the whole time. So Obi better be cutting to the basket. He better be doing everything he needs to do. I'm not going to have a lot of faith in Obi if he just doesn't show up in this series.
So who do you think is a better defender, Obi or RJ?
Before we get into that, I just wanted to, so closing on, so Michael's comment about, is Obi better than I've given him credit for? Yeah, I mean, at times I've talked trash about Obi. I want to see him play well in games that matter, whether it be like more meaningful regular season games or the playoffs coming up before I really believe in his game. Mm-hmm. And I just don't see a path for him getting a lot of minutes when Randall's on the team, because I don't think either guy's versatile to play enough to play another position. And I've seen Obi and Randall play together. It doesn't seem like the offensive punch is there to make it worth giving up that much on defense. And then the answer to the question about what's more important, rebounding versus getting out on the break, basically. What do you think about Obi? Always does that. He leaks out to get the two. What do you think about those leak outs?
I think it depends on the other team. Some teams fall for it a lot. Some teams aren't quick, and you can get some easy points like that. Other times you're running back with the defense, and you're basically just giving up a rebound to get to the corner first.
I mean, in theory, it brings his defender with him, so maybe they cancel each other out as far as rebounding. But also, the Knicks turn the ball over a lot on these leak outs because they have to do a cross court pass, mm-hmm. which is not the safest pass in the league. I find these a lot of times they don't work out, or the defense gets there a second after Obi, and all he's doing basically is dribbling the ball back and resetting. Yeah,
I think peppering them in there is fine. You can get a few easy buckets, but trying to do that every time you're just giving up rebounds.
I feel like it just works once a game. I don't remember there being many games where it's worked more than once in the game. And there have been plenty of games where it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple where it worked 2 or 3, but it's not like teams are once you catch a team like that, they're going to be aware of it.
Also, in many ways, I don't know if you want your power forward leaking out. You might want your guards leaking out. And I guess people are like, well, Knicks have a lot of really good rebounders on the team and the guards. I want my power forward to be able to play defense and rebound. That's part of the qualities you need in that position. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at the guys we've had in the past who are really great at Oakley, Mason. You have guys who freaking get rebounds and play defense. It seems to be a very important trait of that position.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know what my point was. My point basically was Randall's better than Obi, but Obi better step it up in the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay. Now go on your rant about how much RJ sucks. Is that where you're going with?
I was just asking, who do you think's better on defense, Obi or RJ?
Are you saying Obi's a better defender than RJ because RJ has been trash on defense? And so why not just play Obi at the 3 when the real answer is maybe we just give RJ less minutes also if we're trying to win a game?
I didn't say it. You did. nynixpodcast@gmail.com. You can email Mark with all your hate mail.
So you want to mention where this came from?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. There was. Let me find. Actually, let me find this. I had it up a second ago, and God damn it, I had it up a second ago.
All right. While you're looking for it, I will read an email.
Wait, hang on. Before you do it, I'm gonna find this, Okay. Before you read the email, because this is better radio. Better podcast. Okay. NBA stats on Twitter. But at Sports Mediocre. He did a breakdown of Barrett's season, and the short of it was for all the guys the Knicks play in their rotation, or basically they were 7 guys that played 1,500 minutes or more in the Knicks. RJ is at the bottom of all the stat categories for those players. And when you compare him around the league, he's just terrible in every category. He is just at below average in every advanced stat you could find. He scores points, but he's a frustrating player. And I think you're saying are you making the point that the Knicks should stick Obi at the 3 because RJ is that bad at the 3?
Yes, I'm saying that if Obi is on a hot streak, you play the hot hand. I'm not saying don't play RJ, but I am saying if Obi's playing like this and RJ's playing like he's been playing, you finesse the minutes a little, give Obi 5-6 more minutes, RJ 5-6 less.
You want to play Obi? I think that's a terrible idea. I think RJ gets replaced by Hart or other guys or Grimes, guys who can play his position.
Well, I'm not saying, they're getting the minutes they're already getting.
No, I'm just making the point. Obi's bad at guarding guys that he's supposed to guard. You want to have Obi guarding the guys that RJ guards? I mean, RJ's not a great defender, but like you have Obi guarding a 3, he'll get smoked every game.
I don't get why he's so fast. I don't get why he's getting smoked.
Obi?
Yeah.
Have you watched him play defense?
Oh, I have. I just don't understand it. Like he's like one of the fastest guys on the court. Yeah, like guys go around him. So I don't understand.
Guys go around him. He has no like side to side. Like he's just not a great defender, and he's not a great team defender. He's always out of position. I mean, the guy is going to. Plus, he's leaking out, of course. So if the team gets the rebound, he's on the other side of the court. I am not a fan of his defense, and I think if anything, you just go more minutes for Hart and Grimes. This is you need defense out there against Cleveland. More minutes from Obi. I mean, if Randall's not out there, fine, but Obi over RJ just sounds insane. I mean, RJ just has. I think good RJ can still attack the rim and do a lot. I question whether Obi can really take over a game attacking the rim. He really needs other guys to set him up for shots.
Yeah, but if those guys are out there.
Yeah, I don't know. But there was a thing basically where they showed on this that, and again, this is maybe smaller sample size, but basically they said every player, when they play on the court with RJ versus when RJ's not on the court with them, their net rating is so much higher when RJ's not on the court with them.
So who would you want your closing lineup to be?
They said the Knicks net rating without RJ this season is plus 9.9, which is like near historic highs. If your team had that for the full season.
Mm-hmm.
I want Grimes. I want Hart out there. I want iHart also, Randall and Brunson.
So no.
Or wait, actually, I know IQ. You already have enough guys that you want in the closing lineup. I guess I want Brunson, IQ, Hart, Randall, and iHart.
So no Mitch.
I would take iHart over Mitch in the closing lineup. But if Mitch is outplaying him, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I like more of what iHart's been doing lately. Mitch has been very good also. I think it's more about iHart been great lately. He's been awesome lately.
He's been really good, yeah. He also, I think, adds more of an... he's not as good on defense, but he adds more of an offensive threat. So
he's been really good on defense. I don't want to
he has, but I mean, Mitch is better.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. Who's your closing lineup right now?
That same. Obviously, if RJ's having a really good game, you play him instead of Hart. If Mitch is having a really good game, you play him instead of iHart. But normally, I guess I would go with the lineup you said.
And also, I mean, if you're going to talk about guys that deserve to get on there, I think Grimes deserves to be on the court before RJ. Grimes has been outplaying him lately, and you might want Grimes out there for his 3-point shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He's been playing. I just said Obi's stats up for the last 5-10 games are a little inflated, and Grimes probably also, but Grimes has been last 10-15 games, he's been awesome.
Yeah.
And if he's hitting his threes, that's a huge weapon.
Sam writes.
Okay, go.
Hey guys, I am tired of RJ Barrett experience. It's 4 years and he has no mid-range game and can't make threes consistently. He just spams driving to the rim. Sounds like current Westbrook. Definition of a feast or famine player. Also tired of having to deal with his fanboys and the civil war on Knicks Twitter about him. What do you guys think about trading him for Jaylen Brown, which is my dream, or even an OG trade or Aaron Gordon? I just don't want to deal with this next year.
I think he'd be if you're talking about guys to upgrade on this team, he'd be the number one guy to upgrade.
Yeah, but you're not getting Jaylen for him.
Well, don't tell the other teams that. Don't. I mean, just like, hey, you can have an up and coming. He's only 22. Think how good he'll be at 23.
So, like OG, I think Toronto was asking for a ridiculous amount for Aaron Gordon. I could see. I think that's more of a realistic trade.
I mean, I do that. Gordon's a solid defender. It has to be. I guess the question is, do other teams going to see an upside to Obi? I mean, upside to RJ? Or are they just going to want a bunch of draft picks and RJ's going to be filler in the trade? And that sounds awful.
It does.
RJ's not.
I mean, for Jalen, you would have to throw in probably one or two other young guys and draft picks, right?
Yeah, why don't we save this for the offseason?
Yeah.
Because we're going to have a lot of time, a lot of offseason. And a lot of it depends on how teams do. If the Celtics lose early, it'd be a much greater case to make that trade. If the Celtics go to the finals again,
maybe somebody else will punch somebody else. And it's been a lot of... You saw that Bones and Plumlee got into it, too.
Yeah, Bones has not been a great addition to the Clippers.
No.
I have to say, as far as guys that will ask out, I'm thinking like Luka, like potentially could ask out. I mean, like the Dallas is a disaster. I'm wondering also if again, it also at this like Minnesota needs to lose in the play-in. If Minnesota loses in the play-in, do you think Anthony Edwards is like, what the hell's going on here? I want out.
He already had an interview where he said, I want teammates focused on winning and not drama. So he's already like setting the stage.
I mean, I would unload like every draft pick we have to get Anthony Edwards. That'd be goddamn amazing.
Yeah, but it's playoffs. And let's do playoff matchups.
And just adding, Minnesota traded for Rudy Gobert. Maybe they're dumb enough to trade for RJ. Anyway, let's go. Let's Knickerbocker Rocker writes, just break down the stats with a fine-tooth comb. Cavs have two centers that are both top 20 in rim protection in the paint. That's a problem for Jalen, as we've seen in IQ as well. Tibbs planned for Donovan Mitchell, his history with putting the defensive number on undersized combo guards. Okay, he wants us to talk about the series. So let's get into that. So I guess first thing I actually wanted to ask you before we even got into the stats.
Mm-hmm.
If you were JB Bickerstaff, and you are trying to game plan for the Knicks, what are you do? What are the big game? What's the big game plan to beat the Knicks?
Well, they're a really good defensive team. So I think you target. I would say if
you mean Cleveland's a really good defensive team.
Yeah.
So
I think you target Randall and Brunson and make the other guys beat you because Randall does lead the team in turnovers, 2.8 a game, and you get a lot of extra points off of that. And it depends. Sometimes Randall's sharp. He sees the double team coming and he passes out. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he doesn't see it and he turns the ball over. So try and fluster those two, and hopefully you just break down the offense that way.
I think if I'm Cleveland, I'm drawing from the Tibbs playbook. I am packing the paint and I am daring them to beat us from three. I'm doing lots of zone coverage also. I am leaving guys open from three. Randall, I love Randall. If I'm Cleveland, I am daring him to shoot threes, giving him plenty of space. RJ, we're not going to cover you within 5 feet of the 3-point line.
Give him
Go crazy.
The Rondo treatment, yeah.
Every time Randall dribbles the ball inside the arc, you double team him immediately. So you get the ball out of his hand and see how he reacts because he might turn the ball over. Brunson, we are packing the paint, not letting him get to the paint, so he's going to have to shoot from the outside. Those are the bigger things I would do. I would make sure Grimes is covered on the outside from three. But I think I want to dare the Knicks to do stupid shit against us.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean they have Mobley, they have Jarrett Allen, so it's really going to be tough to drive against them. So you're going to need Grimes and Hart and IQ to step up and hit their shots.
So I went through some stats to go through basically what these teams do well and what they do not do well. So first, by the way, do you know where the Knicks and the Cavs rank in pace?
Let's see there. I think it's slow, right? They're both slow.
The Knicks are 26. The Cavs are dead last in
Yeah.
pace. These are two very slow teams, very like half court.
It's going to
Find
be
our
an
shot.
old school 90s playoff series.
Yeah. I feel like that's really interesting. The Knicks ended up being tied for third in offensive rating, which is goddamn crazy. Did you ever think when the Knicks hired Tibbs, he would lead us to being tied for third in offensive rating in the NBA?
And bad on defense.
And bad on defense. It is shocking how you would have assumed. You said one of them is third, and then I guess the Knicks are, what are they? The Knicks ended the season 19th in defense. If I said 19th and third, there's no way you would have assumed you would assume it was reversed. You would assume that defense they're third, 19th in offense. I totally get that. Is Tibbs an offensive guru?
I just never thought a team would be third with playing so much iso ball. The Knicks are dead last in the league in assists, and I don't even think it's close, right? Like,
no, they're not good at assist. Their shooting, it's so weird. Their true shooting percentage is 20th in the NBA, yet they are third in offensive rating, and a lot of it has to do with one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still kind of crazy that they could be so high. Cleveland's a good team. They end up winning 51 games. They are eighth in offensive rating, which is good. They're very good. They are number one in the NBA in defense. They are the best, according to defensive rating. They are the best defense in the NBA.
Not great as a first round opponent.
They are number 2 in overall net rating. And by the way, we mentioned before that the Knicks, when RJ is off the court, they have a 9.9 net rating. The Celtics are number 1 in the NBA in net rating at 6.7.
That's pretty crazy.
So basically, if the Knicks are to like, sorry, RJ, you got bumped to the next flight and don't bring them to Cleveland, they might have a better shot at winning. But it's crazy the difference. The one area the Knicks really beat Cleveland is rebounding. So the Knicks are number 2 in the NBA in rebound. By the way, you know who's number 1 in rebounding? The Rockets.
Well, there's a lot of missed shots going on there.
Yeah, it's rebound percentage I'm looking at right now, but it's very similar. But the Knicks are number 2. Cleveland, despite their bigs, they're 20th in rebound percentage.
Okay.
And true shooting percentage, so the Knicks were 20th. Cleveland's 9th. They've got a pretty good shooting team.
So you want to break down the matchups? Like
Yeah. I thought I would just mention a couple more stats. That's all. Yeah, we can go to the matchups. I thought those were worth just mentioning. Basically, Cleveland's a very good team. I was trying to look through like what they do poorly, and there's not a lot they do poorly.
Yeah, I mean they're a good team. They're not great. I mean,
we're not. No one thinks they're going to they have a shot at going to the finals, but we all think the Bucks, the Celtics, or Philly have a much better chance of going to the finals.
No 60-win teams this season.
Yeah, that's interesting.
58. It's the highest. That's
a
lot of parity this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of parity. I think that's the big takeaway from this year. Also, before we go through the comparisons, what are the 5 things you want to see the Knicks do in this series? Or what 5 key things the Knicks need to do? And it could be an individual player or as a team. What are the X factors?
I think rebounding is an X factor. You're going against Allen and Mobley, so you have to win the rebounding war.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Hit your goddamn free throws.
Yep. Free throws are going to be key.
We'll switch off. You're up.
I mean, we're gonna have to say it. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, it's
got a game plan against that guy.
Got a game plan against that guy.
Who's covering him? Grimes.
Grimes is gonna start off on him, and then
Hart,
IQ.
Wait. Sorry. Are you putting Obi on him?
No, not putting Obi on him.
I was Tibbs is like, I was reading stuff on Twitter and everyone says Obi can play the 3, so he's guarding Donovan Mitchell. Let's see how it goes.
I mean, the 3 is where Cleveland is the weakest. Like Okoro is playing the 3. Like,
he's a hell of a defender, but yes, he's not a great offensive player.
Exactly. So you can get away with playing Obi against Okoro.
But No, but you also don't have to. I mean, yeah, I guess so. So you're basically when you're going out with the start, you're going to go out there with the starting lineup. Grimes going to cover Donovan Mitchell. Darius Garland, who's covering Darius? Are we putting Brunson on him, or are we going to put someone better on him?
Yeah, you're probably putting Brunson on him.
I guess if anything, like in theory, RJ would be covering, getting schooled by Garland. Or you have Grimes out, you have Grimes and Hart out there, and you put one of them on.
Well, I mean, RJ's going to start, so you probably put RJ on Okoro because he's not that much of an offensive threat. So, I mean, I don't think that's a horrible matchup.
Are you really ready to play Obi at the 3 against the Cavaliers in the playoffs? If Randall's not healthy, by all means, Obi's got to get a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
But like, you really are going to be like, let's do this extra big Woodson, the East is big lineup of having Obi at the 3?
I'm just saying I'm not saying that's your game plan going in. I'm saying if RJ's having like a really bad game, try it.
What if he's only 0 for 8 from 3? Do you have to...
Right, that's what I mean. If he's having one of those games, then give it a try, see what happens.
I gotta say, so other things that matter, I think other X factors. I don't want Obi to shoot a lot of threes, but him having to hit, like, I think he's got to hit like 2 threes for us to win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Grimes has to be hitting his threes.
Somebody's gonna have to get hot. Like somebody's gonna have to hit their threes. You can't. There's points are gonna be at a premium in this series. So like, and getting into the paint is gonna be very difficult. So somebody's gonna have to hit a bunch of threes.
I feel like you might. I mean, forgetting what we just said about Obi or RJ, I'm worried about RJ this series because this is not going to be a paint you can attack so easily with Allen out there. I really worry that like what it's gonna be like. RJ's gonna drive into like just driving the traffic and get killed all the time.
Possibly.
Mobley and Allen are gonna eat his lunch when he tries to go to the basket.
Possibly.
That really looks like our weak link for this series. Do you think Tibbs changes things up? So Tibbs last time against Atlanta, I mean, he started off with Elfrid Payton, then was like, okay, I guess Payton's garbage. I have to make a change. Do you think he'll make us like a? Do you think you'll see any serious lineup changes if things start going south?
I feel like if he does make a change, I don't think it's going to be. I think it would probably be RJ because I've seen Tibbs pull him like early a few times later in the season. I think he's starting to lose patience. It seems like he's not going to pull Randall no matter what Randall does. By the way, the last X factor is Randall has to be playing, right? I don't think the Knicks are winning this series if Randall's not playing.
I think it's really tough to win the series without Randall.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be great if Brunson can go off for like 48 points every game, but that's just not going to happen. So,
yeah. So I mean, it seems like Tibbs is already like whoever's playing better between Mitch and Ihart gets more minutes. Brunson's going to play pretty much the whole game, and you're going to split the guard minutes with Grimes and IQ. So like, I really feel like the only big change would be RJ and maybe playing Hart more minutes. Like, I don't think there's anything really drastic that Tibbs is going to do.
I mean, it would be great if they could also. No, you're right, and it'd be great if they can, I don't know, attack Allen or Mobley early and get them in foul trouble.
Well,
you can get 2 fouls. That's
another reason to need Randall back because Randall can draw some fouls playing bully ball down there.
I also feel like having Randall, like Allen and Mobley are like they're going to be tough on offense against you. Also, like you need a big body.
Yeah,
I know Obi is tall, but he does not play like a big. Randall plays like a big. I think you really need him down low.
Yeah, Randall might not be the best help defender, but they're not going to bully him down low.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like you really need. I guess it comes down to for X factors, whatever you want, whatever. Everyone has to be on. This is a really tough series for the Knicks. I mean, it's not an easy series for Cleveland at all, but the Knicks have to be playing at the top of their game if they're going to win these games.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the opening game being on the road?
That's fine. I don't think it's a huge deal.
I think it's the Knicks' advantage. The Knicks have been better on the road this season. I think it's almost puts a little less pressure on them having it on the road.
You think? I mean, the other side of that is you got a lot of young guys who haven't been in the playoffs before. Do they get psyched out? Cleveland's a pretty decent a home crowd too.
No, that's fair. I just like the idea of like if you could you go on the road, the Knicks are solid on the road, you win one of the first two, and then you go back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna feel the series out, I guess it's they will probably feel more pressure at MSG. So it might be a good thing that they're starting off on the road, get their jitters out of the way.
Yeah, and also I know Donovan Mitchell's amazing, but he's not going to be on every goddamn game. He can miss a lot of shots in games, and the Knicks to a certain extent have to just get lucky that he's not just on fire. Like so sometimes you do everything you can to guard him, and he just shoots something up there, and you're like, what the? How the hell did he make that shot? And we just need less of that from him.
My favorite response I saw on Twitter this week was somebody said, we've all seen what Donovan can do in the playoffs. And the response was, yeah, lose to Brunson in the first round.
That was a pretty good response. I am dying to see playoff Brunson also. He was awesome last year in the playoffs. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know Cleveland's defense is really good. I know they have the bigs. Brunson's super crafty. IQ's getting more crafty. Randall will be at least well rested if he plays. Hopefully Obi will look better, and hopefully having a complete team will be better than what Cleveland has.
So what's your prediction?
The Knicks in 3. Okay. Cleveland is so embarrassed by how badly they're losing, they don't even show up for game 4. I don't know. What's your prediction?
I think it's going 7. I think Knicks are winning in 7 though.
I'm gonna say Knicks in 6.
Okay, I like it.
I mean, by the way, there's literally no way you could take we can do this podcast and take Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah. You want to go position by position?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not? Okay. Garland versus Brunson. Who has the advantage? Garland had a hell of a season. Shot 46% from the field, 46% from the field, 41% from 3, scored 21 a game, almost 8 assists a game. I wish the Knicks had a chance to draft a guy like Garland.
Garland's very good. I would still say advantage Knicks.
By the way, RJ is 22, Garland is 23. RJ will probably be putting up the same numbers when he gets to 23.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. So you're saying advantage Knicks?
Yes.
Brunson had a hell of a season.
Yeah.
He had one of the all-time greatest Knicks seasons for a point guard.
He did.
Yeah. He's 24 points a game. He shot 41% from 3, 49% from the field. He was everything you could have asked for. By the way, Randall was 25 points a game and 10 rebounds a game and 4 assists. There aren't that many players in NBA history that have done that well.
Yeah, and a third of the fan base seems to want him gone still. I don't understand. But
yeah, a third of the fan base is like, yeah, I know he had a great season and all, but what about this guy from the bench who's playing pretty well in meaningless games? Okay, so we're going to give an edge, but I think it's closer than we'd like, but an edge to the Knicks.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell versus Grimes. Or we were saying we're grading Grimes at the 2 and RJ's a 3?
Yeah. I'm going to hot take here. I'm going to say advantage
You're going to say Grimes?
Yeah, advantage Cavs, pretty big.
Yes. You think Grimes can slow? I mean, your goal here is not to. You're not going to shut down Mitchell. Do you think he could slow him down? And he hasn't been that amazing at slowing him down in the regular season.
No, but it's definitely possible. And then when Grimes goes out, you got IQ coming in, who's also a really good defender. So,
do you want IQ or Hart on him?
Whoever, keep throwing different looks at him. Throw him off his game.
Yeah, that's a great point actually. Okay, so we're giving a slight edge to Donovan Mitchell. Okay, Okoro, who's a great defender, not a great offensive player, though he's shooting decent, versus RJ, who Jay has just said is the worst player in the history of time. RJ is also he could have a lot better year next year. He could get a lot better before he gives any hate mail. He just didn't have a great season. The thing with RJ, I feel like he's had stretches where he's been very good. He just has a lot of stretches where he's been very bad. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you look at the overall stats, he's down in almost every category from 2 years ago, which is not really what you want to see.
his overall stretches, yeah. So his overall stretches are not, the whole season stretch stats aren't great, but there are pockets of like 10, 15 games in a row where his stats look pretty good.
He had an 8-game streak in December where he shot really well. He rebounded a little bit. He had some assists. Like it was like a really nice streak. And then it was January. He had another like 5 or 6 game streak. Like there's flashes, but like you need it for more than a few games.
If you don't count all the games that he had the stomach flu and they were spaced out throughout the year, he had a great season.
It was at least like 40 stomach flu games.
The thing is, though, I think he can be, when he's on, he can be really helpful. He just needs to be more consistent. Anyway, are you giving the edge to Curry or are you giving the edge to RJ?
This one's really close to a wash. I would say slight edge Knicks.
I'm going to say a wash. I'm going to say this is pretty even based on what they both do.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4, Randall, and I guess the 4 would be Mobley.
Right. Mobley's really good. Averaged,
one of the better young players in the league.
He averaged 16 and 9. He's no slouch.
And he also was better second half of the year. Like he really came on late on like second half of the season.
1.5 blocks a game.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go Randall on this one though.
How important is the Knicks? The Knicks were 3-1 against Cleveland this year. You think that stuff matters?
Not really. I mean, which series was it last year where the team was like 4-0 and they just got stomped in the playoffs? I forget.
You mean 2 years ago when the Knicks were like 4-0 against Atlanta? Were they 4-0 or 3-1 against Atlanta?
I don't remember. It was one. It was lopsided.
But yeah, either way. So I agree with you. I put Randall the edge over Mobley, but it's very close.
Yeah.
Okay, then Jared Allen, who was basically just given to Cleveland for free because the Nets don't know how to run a franchise.
Right.
So Allen versus Mitch.
This one's really close too. I would say slight edge Cavs.
Yeah, I think it's a little. I think it's a little more on a slight edge. Allen's a very good offensive player. Mitch is a very good defensive player, but Allen's a pretty decent defensive player also. He's not as good as Mitch on defense, but he's much better than him on offense.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going crazy, but he's averaging 14 a game.
No, but he
has a more well-rounded offensive game.
The thing with Mitch, I feel like there are games where he plays really well, where he's a huge factor, and then there are games where he disappears. And there are way too many games where he disappears. We need Mitch to be on. We need a big Mitch game.
Yeah.
Do you think who plays more minutes this series, Mitch or Hart? Hart, I mean.
That's tough. I think it's really probably Hart, but by like 2 or 3 minutes a game. I think it's really close.
Okay. I think it's gonna be close too. I think Hart. I hope it's that close. It means that in many ways it means Mitch is playing really well. Because I think Tibbs will go to Hart more than Mitch when they're both.
Okay, bench.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bench.
Okay, bench. So who's the first guy off the bench for Cleveland? Is it Dean Wade?
It's LeVert.
Or Osman?
I think it's LeVert.
Oh, LeVert. I guess the bench is LeVert, Wade, Osman. Those are the main 3 guys that play. Maybe Rubio.
Love if he's healthy.
Is Love?
Let's probably say not Love.
Love's not on the team anymore, right?
Oh, right. Love's gone. Lamar Stevens has been getting minutes instead.
If Love played, he'd hit like 8 threes against the Knicks. I guess so. I'm thinking like, do you want to compare the overall bench units basically, or do you want to go player by player?
No, just overall bench.
I think the Knicks have a solid edge here.
Yeah. I don't even think this is close.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if you look at the backup center, they don't really. I mean, who's their backup center? I guess you're going to say Robin Lopez. or they just don't bring in a backup center. So the Knicks, Hart clearly, I guess I didn't go position by position, but Hart's definitely the better backup. Josh Hart's better than anyone else that Cleveland's bringing off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, quickly, both Harts, all three of those guys are better than anybody Cleveland's bringing off the bench. So this is like very lopsided.
If McBride do you think McBride plays in this series?
Probably not.
I think the rotation gets shortened to 8 for the series.
Yeah. If he does 9, I think that it's going to be like 10 minutes, like, barely a ninth guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends also if Randall's healthy. If Randall's injured, then you're kind of forced to play McBride, but maybe not.
Right.
Well, I guess maybe you're not. You know what? I don't think McBride touches the floor in this series unless there happens to be a blowout.
Brent says if the Cavs are overwhelming us, then we need Hart to bash up and bruise Jared Allen and Mobley.
They should bring out Sims. And they're like, what's Sims doing out here? And he just like jumps on Jared Allen.
Right. So, and then coach, you got to give it to Tibbs, right?
I don't think our fan base would.
I don't either, but I'm giving it to them.
I can't believe how much our fan base hates our coach.
It's amazing.
It is so unbelievable. And it's also like people won't forget, like, they're like, why is Tibbs a bad coach? He lost to Atlanta 2 years ago. Okay, well, is there any chance he's doing a better job this season?
Nope.
He didn't start IQ last year. He started Burks over IQ. Well, that was last year. What about this year? He didn't bench Randall last year. Well, I mean, he didn't, but Randall's playing awesome this year. So what the hell's your problem?
Yeah, so I take Tibbs over Bickerstaff.
I guess we're also homerism here. Like, I mean, like I think we gave the Knicks more. Cleveland has a better record. They probably have a better team, but we definitely gave the Knicks more points in this comparison.
We did, but I think the bench is a valid point. You can argue that their starting lineups, you could, I guess you could make the argument of like Okoro or whatever better than RJ, but I don't think you could argue that the Cavs bench is better than the Knicks bench.
No, I mean overall, the Cleveland starting 5 is better than Knicks starting 5, but it's not as great a difference as the benches.
Yeah,
but the Knicks also just have to I don't know, they have to make sure guys like Cedi Osman and like Dean Wade just don't hit random threes and like screw. You need the bench guys not to go off.
You always have the potential for a Nick effect game. Yeah, where one of those guys gets like 30 points out of nowhere.
I mean, I was at the game where Ricky Rubio hit like 8 threes against us, like which he's never done in his whole career except for against the Knicks that one game.
Right.
You think the Knicks are going to do a good job covering the 3-point line?
No. No, I don't.
You kind of have to, though. This is like such an important. By the way, on a complete side note, Jay, if you wanted to go see the Knicks play the Cavs in the playoffs, Game 1 in Cleveland, how much do you think the lowest price ticket is right now? Online. I'm looking at Vivid Seats. I saw an ad on the ESPN page.
$125.
$65.
Unbelievable.
I mean, they're not good seats, but
still.
Currently, if you want to go to Game 3, Knicks home opener, the lowest price is probably like $300.
All right, I have to pause the show for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
I think we're almost done anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Chat room's still open, but I have to run. I'll be right back.
Okay. What's going on, chat room? I can't read anything you're writing, so. This is going to be interesting.
Where is the tape?
So I got tickets to Game 1, the Knicks game home opener, or they're not home opener, but they're the first game in MSG. I am very, very excited to see this. I don't know. Jay's taping a box or something in the background. Jay and his priorities. let's see. Quentin Grimes stats in the last 20 games. He is averaging 14 points, almost 3 rebounds, and almost 2.5 assists in the last 20 games. And he is shooting 51% from the field and 45% from three over the last 20 games. He's been really good as of late. He's taken that leap. I love it that IQ and Grimes have been so awesome. And this guy's better play well. Find it hard to talk if Jay is not with me. I don't know how guys do shows with just them. I find that amazing. Or not amazing, but like it is kind of just crazy they can do it without IQ stats over the last 20 games. He's averaged 20 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, which is also really crazy. And IQ is shooting 40% from three, 46% from the field. He has been really, really good. RJ stats, not as impressive. Hope Jay comes back soon. Jay, you there? I can't even see him in the background. He'll be back. I think we're going to finish the show by going over quickly what's going to happen around the league in the playoffs. If Jay ever comes back. Jay back?
Sorry about that.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Yes, I am ready.
Okay. Let's just switch gears. So Knicks are going to beat Cleveland in 6 or 7 games. We know it. We're sure of it. Why don't we go quickly around the league just to say our predictions for the play-in tournament and first round? You want to do quickly?
Sure.
As we wrap things up. Okay. So OKC versus the Pelicans. What do you think?
I think OKC is going to upset the Pelicans.
That'd be crazy. OKC has been so bad for so long, and to actually like make the playoffs is crazy.
Yeah, they're I don't know. They're a scrappy team. I think losing what's his face, their center, is not good.
No, Adams.
Yeah.
By the way, I forgot. Now that I mentioned OKC, I remembered. We forgot the Knicks' big signing, Isaiah Roby. He is the 15th man on the team.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Roby. Okay, Knicks in 4.
I don't think he's eligible for the playoffs, and
I thought he was.
Maybe he is. I have no idea.
He's not going to play either way, so it doesn't really
he's not going to play either way. I read somewhere someone had the idea that like Knicks just signed him so they can use his salary cap for like him for a trade, just to have that like an extra $400,000 in trade assets.
Gotcha. All right, that makes sense.
Or they'll have him for next year. Anyway. You're taking OKC. I agree with you. And obviously, what's his name's not going to Zion's not going to be back for ever again. Lakers, Minnesota.
I mean, Minnesota's completely imploded. Lakers are going to walk away with this.
Should be interesting. Yeah, it's hard to believe that LeBron and Anthony Davis are not going to beat them.
And then you would have Minnesota play.
Minnesota would play
OKC if they won.
Memphis. No, Lakers would play.
Right, the Lakers win, they're in the playoffs. So then you would have the loser of that, Minnesota, play the winner of the New Orleans OKC series.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Okay, yeah. So
I think whoever wins that is going to beat Minnesota. I think they're completely imploding. And so either I think OKC is going to be the 8th seed. You think it's going to be the Pelicans?
Let's go with OKC plays Memphis in the first round. Memphis, Ja Rule doesn't like. I'm not Ja Rule. Ja Morant doesn't get caught with a gun again, and he wins the series.
No, it would be Memphis Lakers because Lakers would get the 7th seed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's an interesting first round matchup.
Yeah.
Lakers have a shot against Memphis.
They do. Lakers have been playing really well lately. 8-2 in the last 10. That could be an upset.
I agree with you. I say Lakers upset Memphis, and quite an upset. And then Denver plays OKC, and I think we're going to agree Denver's going to be OKC.
Yeah, I think Denver beats any of OKC, Minnesota, New Orleans. I think Denver beats any of those.
Okay, so Lakers I don't know. Okay, then Phoenix Clippers. It's a hell of a first round matchup.
That's awesome. Awesome first round. Paul George is out though.
Is George out?
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be back. They're still playing really well without him.
I'm going to say Phoenix wins that.
Yeah. We almost. Clippers and Golden State were tied. We almost had a Phoenix Golden State first round, which would have been ridiculous.
That would have been amazing. Sacramento Golden State. I'm saying Golden State beats Sacramento.
I think so too. That's another crazy first. I mean, the West has some awesome matchups in the first round.
That's going to be that's probably what I guess the best matchup of the first round would be Golden State versus Sacramento. I'm so excited to see that one.
Bren picked the Lakers for the finals. Okay.
Wow.
So
okay, other side.
he put $100, so you get 2,600 if they win.
Holy crap. Okay, Chicago, Toronto.
I think Chicago. I don't really trust Toronto this year.
I don't trust either team.
Yeah.
But Toronto, they have too many good players. They're not this bad. I have to think they're going to beat Chicago. I don't think Chicago's very good. I'm going to take Toronto. Okay, Miami, Atlanta.
Miami.
You think Trey gets traded?
The rumor is they're open to trading him. Imagine like turning down Luka for Trey.
It's going to be great when they're like, Trey, we're going to open the trading Trey, and teams are like, I'll give you a first for him. No, we want 5 firsts. We'll give you a late first. You want just a late first for him?
Top 3 protected.
I don't think he's going to get a huge package. I think teams are going to be like, do we want a guy that's going to dominate the ball at all times?
I mean, he's a really good passer, but he also takes way too many shots and shoots a horrible percentage.
He's a really good offensive player. I don't think I'd want him on the Knicks. Would you trade Trey for RJ for Trey?
Andrew said 5 seconds instead of 5 firsts. RJ for Trey. I don't think that is what the Knicks need.
I don't think it'd be a good. I mean, obviously, I think Trey's a better player than RJ, but it wouldn't be a good fit on the Knicks.
No, I don't see what that accomplishes.
Okay, so now Miami goes in, and then you're saying, so if Toronto or Chicago plays Atlanta.
Yes. And Atlanta should win that, right?
I'm thinking Toronto. I think Atlanta's going to implode.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. It's a really the West and the East. You could see the difference in how deep the conferences are. I mean, the playoff bubble is pretty sad in the East.
Milwaukee crushes whatever 8th seed plays them.
Yeah, I mean that's a sweep. Like, it's a waste of time.
That's
going to be like the NBA TV series, where like they always get the crappy series that nobody watches in the first round.
Boston, Miami, first round. I think that's not a crappy series.
It's not, but Boston wins that.
I think Boston wins in an uncomfortable 6 games, maybe 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We already said the Knicks were going to beat Cleveland, so we're done with that one.
Yep.
And then Brooklyn, Philly, not going to be that close.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, Brooklyn's playing way better than I thought they would, but they're not on Philly's level.
Like, honestly, like the Knicks Cleveland is like there's no other matchup even close. Everything else
seems
is
like it's
kind of ho hum
blowouts. Yeah.
Yeah, like the second round will be much better in the East, but like first round, like outside of Knicks Cleveland, they did not get a lot of good first round matchups.
No. Kind of boring, but at least we got the West. That'll be too tired to stay up and watch.
Okay, we are almost done here. Can you make a wild prediction for something that happens in? Let's make a couple hot takes for things that'll happen in the Knicks Cleveland series.
Okay. There's going to be one game where Quickly gets a career high in points.
Didn't he get like in the 40s?
Yep.
You're going to say IQ is going to get 50?
You wanted a hot take. There you go.
Okay. My hot take was going to be Grimes going to get 31 game, but apparently you're hotter than I am. Hot take, there'll be one game where Randall hits 8 threes.
Okay.
He did that a couple times this year.
I like it. There will be one game where they hold Mitchell to the low teens.
Whoa. I like that. I like that one a lot. There will be.
Andrew says RJ goes for 40.
That would be monumental. He needs that to happen. He needs to have an amazing series to turn around all he needs to shut up all of us.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to play so well. We're sorry we doubted you, RJ. You're a god. Like, we wish Knicks had paid you more money.
I mean, if RJ does that, then they're winning the series hands down.
Right. If RJ scores over 25 points a game efficiently, Cleveland's done.
Yeah. Keyword efficiently.
Efficiently. Or efficiently. If RJ's efficient in the series and over 20 points a game, Cleveland has no shot.
All right. So looking forward to it. Do we have anything else real quick?
Are we going to plan a time to meet up at a bar and watch in the city?
Yeah. So the first game is Saturday, right?
Yeah. I can't do.
Here we go.
I made the dumbest plan on Saturday. A couple weeks ago, I'm basically playing in a pickleball thing on Saturday night. I planned this so many weeks ago. I'd never played pickleball before, and I didn't know the game would be this. I'm taping the game and watching the game after this pickleball thing because I can't get out of this thing.
Awesome timing.
I can't even believe I signed up for this like a month ago. I was like, oh, I didn't even think to look at the schedule for the NBA playoffs.
Unbelievable. Okay.
I can't even believe. So I can't do Saturday.
All right. And then we're going to game 2, right? Home game 2.
Are you going or not?
I'm going to go. If you still have the ticket.
Okay.
Do you still have the ticket?
I do. I was actually thinking about giving it to my son.
That's fine. I'm not gonna be like, no, don't take your son. That's fine.
I'll get back to you. I'm sorry. My wife is coming. She was like, he can't go unless it's on it's game 1, not game 2. It's game 3 that I have the tickets. But my wife was like, he can't go if it's a school night. And I'm like, are you fucking crazy? It's the goddamn NBA playoffs. She's like, school's really important. I'm like, how important could it be in 6th grade?
Seriously.
So, but it looks like the game will be probably Wednesday night. And she was like, well, Thursday I let him go. And it looks like it might fall on Wednesday night. I'm trying to push her to goddamn let me take him anyway.
All right. Well, I'll be standby. Anyway.
Okay. I'll let you know. Sorry.
We will announce on social media. We'll meet up for one of these games at a bar in Manhattan, and we'll post. So follow us, NY Knicks Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and we will post when the schedule comes out. Right?
Yeah, we'll meet up at a bar outside of by MSG. So it'll be a crazy bar to watch. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. There's whatever one we went to last time was really good. We'll figure that out.
There's a few bars right around MSG that are all like pretty good places to watch a game.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be awesome. Okay, so Knicks are by the time we record next, the Knicks will have hopefully won a couple games.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll figure. We'll probably record game 1's on Saturday. Maybe we'll record Sunday night.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to plan this on the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining. And I am so excited. The Knicks are going to be awesome. The Knicks are going to have an awesome series.
Yep, this is great. Andrew wants to know if we could fly him in using the Patreon money he sends us.
Sure. I can't wait to see his next donation.
I don't think you've hit the flight from Australia tier yet, but we'll look into it. All right. Thank you, and we will be back soon. Let's go Knicks.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Everybody.
So what, they announced the schedule for game 1 and then like none? They didn't announce like the rest of the schedule?
Yeah. So basically, first of all, I meant to buy the second game, like the second home game.
Yeah.
And I bought the ticket. And then afterwards, I'm like, ticket to game 1. I was like, oh, shit. I bought the wrong ticket, which is not a huge deal. But yeah, I've been trying to figure out what night it's going to be. And I figure if the Knicks play Saturday, game 2 is going to be on Monday, right? They're not going to do back-to-back days, right?
No. Game 2 will be Monday or Tuesday.
And then game 3 will be Wednesday or Thursday. That's the tickets I have.
Maybe they stretch the they stretch the first round out to ridiculous proportions. It could be Friday for all we know.
No, I thought last year they condensed everything. Do you remember I thought last year they made every series. They used to do that. I think you're right, but I feel like last year they got everything in like they made everything a little tighter.
I think they did for the final 3 rounds. I think the first round they still stretched it out.
I don't know why they can't announce the entire
They're waiting for the playoff bubble games.
Why?
It doesn't affect the Knicks Cavs series, so it doesn't make sense. But that's what they're doing.
I mean clearly that's what they're doing. I just don't understand what's the goddamn difference. Just announce because I guess they want to see when if the Lakers are in when they're going to play, and obviously they're going for ratings, of course.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to get you to watch every single game, but I don't know. I felt like I watched more when they had 4 games on a night because I was flipping back and forth between them all. It wasn't. I don't know.
So currently, I have 4 tickets. My cousin's definitely going, and then the other 2 tickets, I was going to take Zach. He was going to take his son, but there's a chance that maybe he doesn't take his son, or maybe I don't take Zach. As soon as the schedule's announced, I'll let you know. I also thought you hadn't gotten back to me, so I didn't want to pester you about it. So I thought maybe you weren't going.
Yeah, no, it's my fault. I didn't. I've been really stupid busy, and I just haven't been contacting anybody.
No, I didn't know if you wanted because the tickets are obviously expensive also, so I didn't know if you wanted to. I will let you as soon as the schedule is announced. I'll let you know. Is that cool?
Yeah, no problem at all. And no worries if you can't. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if my cousin doesn't take his son, and then we have 2 extra tickets, my son can come and you can come.
Okay.
If you're cool with that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. We'll work on the game another night when you're not that tired.
Yeah, as you probably see from the bags under my eyes, I had a long day at work. So
I figured you had a long day, and I figured you did not want to work on the nights.
That's why I'm wearing this stupid work shirt. I basically just came home and turned on the computer. So
I thought by the time you texted me, I thought you were just out. I thought you were just out on the. I was like, he's coming home late. I'm not going to bother him. And then you texted me, like, I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, no, I got home at exactly 8:30. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, might as well just do it today. I want to see.
Yeah, it's good. That way we can also we'll just watch the games tomorrow night and not have to worry about it.
Right,
recording.
Exactly. All right. Thanks for joining, everybody. We will be back soon. We also have a comedy show, The Brink of Sanity, so you can check that out. I just posted a new episode of that.
Let us know if you like all the talk about sex dolls.
Yes. And if you want to join our Discord, I just posted a link in the chat room there.
I'm thinking about joining the Discord. You're going to win me over.
It's up to almost 50 people.
Holy crap. It's pretty good. I have to say, it's weird how much RJ hate we have going on Twitter. There was so much on Twitter today.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, the Knicks are about to go. The Knicks are in the playoffs. Like, we should all be focusing on Cleveland and not being like, we're always like, why do we hate this one player?
I don't know. It's just that's the way Knicks Twitter is.
Yeah.
We just hit 50, so there you go.
Nice.
Thank you, Anthony. All right. Yeah, I'm going to shut the room down and I'm going to go to sleep.